5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Two white Muslims.
Go.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi
Wa barakatuh.
My name's Junaid Rahim,
And my name's Mohammed Yusuf Bashforth.
and affectionately we're known as
The Two White Muslims. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
Do you know what?
What?
It's that time of year.
It's a silly season again.
It's silly season.
Yeah.
Now-
Everybody does silly things and
They do
say
silly things.
and
And there's some people thinking, what, Christmas? No.
No.
What, end of the year? No. It's just that time where everywhere you look, best ofs.
repeats and best ofs.
Repeats and best ofs.
ofs.
Now,
How many times have you seen the best of Only Fools and Horses?
yeah, best of the two Ronnies.
Do you still laugh?
Look, I love it.
I do.
Love it.
Can't tire of it. It's
What I
fantastic.
cannot accept
Go on.
is that those things are committed to history and never seen again.
Oh,
that
yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
unfair.
That would be a disaster.
Probably know where you're going with this.
I think they can probably guess. So, everything's all about repeats.
Yes.
Everything's all about the best of.
It's finding the best of.
Every album that's coming out at the moment is the best of.
Yes.
and
Best of
etc.
this, best of that. Compilations.
Well, guess what?
Guess what?
There is a best of
Yes.
the Two White
The
Muslims.
two white Muslims.
And I think it would be remiss of us.
Oh,
I think not
shambolic.
just that, but unkind
Yes.
of us.
Unkind,
Not
remiss,
to share
shambolic.
some of this with our loyal
With our loyal,
listeners.
lovely listeners. They're not listeners anymore. Do you know what they are? Family.
family.
They're family.
They are.
Wait, I'm talking to you. Yes, and you. And if you're now looking to the side, you.
You as well.
You.
All three of you.
Oh.
And the dog. And the dog.
And the dog.
And three men and a dog and
Yeah,
two sisters.
absolutely.
We understand.
Absolutely. Because when we condense this down and we create the podcasts,
Yep.
we have people commenting, and they will literally comment on specific bits and say, it's one of the, and I'm just quoting. I'm quoting
Yeah.
now. I'm quoting because I don't want to sound big-headed. I don't really like that at all. But people just say, "Oh my goodness, that's brilliant."
Yep.
Oh my goodness, that's brilliant. So if you've not listened to the podcasts, if you missed it first time round, here you go. If you heard it first time round and you thought, "Oh, I wish I could hear that again,"
Well, I guess.
guess what?
You're about to.
So throughout this show, we're going to do a few best ofs.
Inshallah.
We're going to dig out of the archives, do a few best ofs. We're going to sit with a cup of tea and our feet up and have a listen. And I promise you, we'll be listening as well. We might just be saying, "Oh, what's this rubbish?"
For some of it.
Yeah, through some of it. If other people have enjoyed it, we hope you do too.
Inshallah. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
I'll tell you what, I'll start, shall I?
Go on then.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
Come on.
Smooth as silk.
Come on.
Smooth
eh?
as silk.
Nobody would know. Oh, dear. Do you know, I was listening to the radio the other day. I know. And
Hang on a minute.
Not us.
Not us.
No.
No.
Because we're live, it's hard to listen to.
Which station do you listen to?
Well, I was flicking through, I was driving and I was
Yeah.
flicking through the things and I ended up on Radio 4.
Oh, okay.
Now, I have to say, I do like it when people are just talking.
Yep.
Which is probably why I enjoy doing this so much. I mean,
Yep.
you know, I can't believe that people still indulge us and allow us to do this.
I know.
But I love talkie
Bless
radio.
them.
And so I like Radio 5 Live for that very reason.
Yep.
It was a sports thing.
Yep.
Couldn't be bothered. Went on to FM, which we'll be doing the same at some point in the future. Was
Very
flicking through the
shortly,
channels.
in
Yeah,
fact.
flicking through the channels and ended up on Radio 4. I just caught a fascinating conversation, which kind of turned me back to the beauty of Islam.
Uh-huh.
Just the absolute joy and beauty of Islam and the
Yep.
perfection of this incredible religion.
Yep.
This lady.
There are
she's-
so many things that happen in our lives to remind us
Yes, absolutely.
how amazing this is.
Constantly.
And this is one.
And
Yeah.
this was one of them.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a really interesting conversation because it was this lady, I didn't catch a surname, it's Jodie something or other.
Okay.
She's now an author, and she's done really well writing and selling books. But it all started when she was suffering with mental health.
Okay.
She was finding life a real challenge, really, really,
Yep.
really, really, really difficult. And at one of her lowest ebbs, she was kind of reaching out to people who were like her.
Yeah.
So she set up a really small website.
Uh-huh.
And on the website, she just said, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling under the weather, if life is kicking you, and you want to maybe converse with somebody just like you, or you just want a little lift, send me an email, and I will send you a handwritten letter.
Okay.
And she thought she might get one response, and it was just as much as anything to give her a little bit of a focus, you know what I mean, and just to get in touch with other people and maybe help other people.
Yeah.
Send me an email, I'll send you a handwritten letter.
Yep.
Overnight, 200 responses.
Whoa.
200 responses. So she started writing letters, and she wrote 200 letters,
Fantastic.
and before she knew it, 12,000.
Ooh.
So this is all she does. And then she wrote a book about it, and then she wrote a book publishing some of the letters that she'd written. And she's experiencing, great success from
Absolutely.
it. But very much based on, I just like helping people. I just like getting in touch.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you what she ought to do.
Go on.
Put herself out on YouTube.
Well, in all seriousness, which I'm sure she probably does as well.
Yeah.
But the striking thing was, because she could have just said, send me an email and I'll email you back.
Yeah.
And she might not have got as much response.
Yeah.
It was the profound bit for me was, this desire for human contact.
Yeah.
This desire for communication.
Yeah.
But the manner in which she offered to give it was so personal.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Handwritten.
it's actually
Yeah.
kind of a personal communication.
Yeah.
Because there is a joy. I mean, I still enjoy getting mail, even though most of it comes in brown envelopes, and when I open it, I scream. Do you know what I mean?
hate the sound of the mail.
Right, but I still quite, because the childlike fascination.
It comes in as a thud.
Yeah, well, yes. Oh, that's a heavy one.
Usually on a Friday, which is just in time to ruin my weekend.
Ruin the weekend. To be fair, I don't open post on a Friday.
For
that very reason.
Brown envelope.
I leave them till Monday. How many times have I turned up? We'll be meeting. We'll come in here, and I'll say, "Oh, just open my post." What do you mean open your post?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't open post on Friday.
That's right.
Because I don't want to ruin my weekend. But there's still that childlike fascination that if it is a handwritten envelope, you think, What's this? Because how often do you get a handwritten envelope?
It's not often, is it?
And inside that handwritten envelope, you get a card.
Yeah.
When was the last time you got a letter?
I know.
So she pens a letter, sends it to people, and the response that she's getting is extra because it's so personal. And so it just reinforced to me the desire for human interaction, for personal contact.
Yep.
And, you know, what did the wonderful Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, invoke us to do? Well, first of all, pray 5 times a day.
Yeah.
So if you want a relationship, have a relationship with your Creator.
With Allah first, yes.
And maintain it minimum 5 times a day.
Yep.
So you are either just about to pray, praying, or you've just prayed.
Yeah.
And so how cool is that? How cool is that? But it still reinforces this desire to have communication, a relationship.
Yep.
And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also said, do you know, when you're praying, it's better to pray with somebody else.
It is, as always. Pray together.
Pray together.
Yep.
Pray in Jama'at. Get together and pray.
Be amongst like-minded people.
Other people. Have a human relationship.
Human contact. Yep.
Create
human contact.
Yep. And if you can, do it 5 times a day.
Yep.
And the best place to do that?
In a mosque.
In a mosque.
Yeah.
In a mosque. Doesn't have to be, though.
No.
But in a mosque.
Yep.
So rather than say, oh, no, this is just between you and your Creator, go into a quiet room all by yourself and isolate people.
No.
What did he invoke?
Get together and do it all together.
Do it together.
Yeah.
Maintain relationships.
Appoint one person to stand at the front.
Yes.
And it can be anybody.
Yes.
Get one person to stand at the front, lead the prayer. Yeah, but all pray together.
And then the second that person who stood at the front finishes, what are they encouraged to do? Turn around.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Yeah.
Don't keep the back to it. Turn around.
Turn around.
So that you have an interaction.
Yes.
A contact. Human interaction. 1430 years ago, our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, recognised the need, the desire, the requirement of human interaction
Yep.
that this lady is just reinforcing now.
Yeah.
And 12,000 in a very short period of time, people just said, I would love this interaction. I don't get it enough, or whatever it might be. I want this contact with you.
So how then? I get 200 letters.
Yeah.
I can do that. I
Yeah.
could do that myself. How do you do 12,000?
That's the thing. Well, first of all, she now has a few people helping her.
Okay.
Volunteering, just say, well, okay, then, and she makes it clear on the website, and we will.
Yeah.
This one will send, and they send handwritten letters, and she read a few out, and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's not, following the formula of, Dear X, I am totally to hear about X, substitute name here. Yeah. They've all got a different story. They've all communicated in a different way, and they're writing back. And I just thought, what a beautiful thing. But it was just this reinforcing the desire and need for human interaction.
Yep.
And Prophet Muhammad 1400 years ago said, yep, it's important that.
Wonderful.
Really, 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 really important that. And you think, wow, it just gets better and better and better. Still, that's brilliant. You know what it's not?
Go on.
It's not on my list.
Oh. Why do we always do that? Are we ever going to get to that list of yours?
Oh my goodness. What is on my list?
Shall we tick one off?
I think we should tick one off.
Okay.
What is on my list is, let me just delete that one because I don't need that one. There we go, get rid of that. What is on my list is children avoid being bitten by dogs. What?
What?
I got this. It shows a really snarling, vicious dog. It says, teach children how to avoid dog bites. I'm like, what? Say MPs. What? And it reminded me of, because you and I were raised in similar times. You know what I mean? Okay, you might have a couple of years on me, but not much. So I remember I always do that little dig there. It sounds like I'm paying him a compliment. I'm not. I'm keeping him in his place is what I'm doing. Because he always gets to sit down when we go on buses. I don't. Because he said you should give it up for the older. Anyway, I'm reminded of
Wisdom, sir.
Wisdom is what it is. Wisdom. I'm reminded of the public information films of the 70s and 80s, which would be like, walk, don't run. Be careful with sellotape or whatever it might be. Don't carry glass or stuff. Don't polish lino. You know what I mean? It's all these things, and they're real. I understand. I remember I was a member of the Tufty Club.
Put a non-slip mat in your bath.
You put a non-slip mat in your bath. Baths.
Those rubber
the danger
things,
of
rubber
baths.
things with a million suckers
Yeah, absolutely.
stuck in your bath.
Absolutely. They start to reek after about a month because of all the, let's not go there. All the grime that got collected in those suckers. How do you clean them? Lick it. No!
It got so bad. Yeah, that mould grew so. It used to be able to speak 6 classical languages.
It's evolved and created.
It used to talk to me in the bath.
Oh dear. So yeah, it reminded me of all those. Now, there were some public information films that were good. I was a member of the Tufty Club.
Yeah.
Do you remember
I remember the Tufty Club, yeah.
What was Tufty?
Was it a squirrel?
It was a squirrel, and he taught you how to cross the road.
Crossroads, yeah.
And there was the Green Cross Code Man.
Yeah, him, yeah.
Who also taught you how to cross the road.
That's right.
The Green Cross Code Man, who also played...
I don't know.
Darth Vader.
What? You are joking.
I'm not joking.
Really?
Because he was really tall. He was Darth Vader.
No.
But I can't remember his name.
Oh, that's
his name
amazing.
But he was Cornish or Somerset or somewhere down there.
Yeah.
So on the original, and then the voice, because he's wearing a mask, and anybody could do the voice was then substitute, and it was James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Luke, I am your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Perfect voice for Darth Vader. But in the original takes, when there's no sound over the top of it, it's just the voices, he had to do the dialogue to give the right pause.
Yep.
So, but it would be in a Cornish accent. So it'd be,
Just say, "May the force be with you."
Yes, yeah.
Go on.
But what would it be? May the force be with you. I can't do it, of course. The death. Tell me where your, tell me where you've hidden them plans. You know what I mean? Oh, dear. Yes. So the Green Cross Coat Man was Darth Vader.
Wow.
Incredible. All right, that's it. Where be them plans? Oh, he's not a pirate.
What, did he suddenly have one leg and a pallet? And a hook?
Shiver me X-Wings. Pieces of credits. Oh, dear. But MPs are wanting to launch a new one, and the new one is teach children how to avoid being bitten by dogs.
I mean,
what?
It's not hard, is it?
It's not hard. Do you know the easiest
children,
thing?
don't go near dogs.
Don't go near dogs.
Right.
Oh,
That's fairly straightforward, isn't it?
That's the view of MPs who want animal behavioural experts and charities to come up with a canine childhood education plan for schools and parents.
I mean, why all of a sudden is this coming out?
I have no idea.
Is it because there's been a spate of dog bites or something?
Well, it says the Cross-Party Commons Environment Committee said it was shocking that children under 9 were statistically more likely than any other age group to end up in hospital after being bitten and to suffer serious, often life-changing injuries.
Wow.
Now, I'm now going to go, when I read that, and the under 9 bit, I was reminded of my childhood.
Okay.
Where?
My brother got his hand mauled by an Alsatian.
Well, I nearly got my eye taken out.
Really?
Yeah, by a dog when I was 4.
Wow.
Well, I was 4 years old, but I'd kind of forgotten. And then I thought, oh my goodness, yes, oh my goodness. And I was staying at my grandma's. My grandma was brilliant.
Yeah.
She was, she was just an angel on earth. She was brilliant. She was absolutely, I'd stay off there as often. Oh, it's fantastic. So I was staying at my grandma's, and she'd bought me a cart and caravan, and it was in a Perspex case. It was just the best thing ever. Do you know what I mean? And we went to her friend's house, who happened to have a dog, and the dog was only small.
Yeah.
Happened to have a dog.
Oh, they can be nasty though, can't they?
And I wanted to show her friend, my grandma's friend, this cart and caravan in a Perspex case, which was in my grandma's shopping bag. Mm-hmm. So I went into the shopping bag, and this dog went into the shopping bag at the same time. So I pushed it. I was only 4, so I pushed its head out of the way, and it went for me, and it latched on, and it got me round the eye.
Wow.
And luckily, you have bones to protect your eye. And if you feel it now, you've got a bone above and a bone below. And it got the bone above and the bone below, and then kind of pinched it together, but wouldn't let go.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so they managed to get this dog off, and blood everywhere, all this, and I vaguely, all I can remember is walking to the bus stop.
Yeah.
With my grandma holding this thing with blood pouring down my face.
Wow.
And you know when you kind of think, maybe we should have called 999?
Bus stop? What?
We got on the bus!
Bus stop?
I went! Because this was 1974. Got on the bus and went to A&E.
That's outrageous.
Bless her.
Outrageous.
I had this massive patch on. I had a scar underneath and a scar on top, but my eyebrow kind of covers the scar on top, and the scar underneath now, luckily, I've got wrinkles.
Can you imagine if you got on a bus with a kid in that state?
I know.
Like,
what have you done to it?
Services.
What have you done to it? Well, they get on a mobile phone. This one woman didn't have a phone.
Crazy.
Do you know what I mean? She didn't have a phone. Crazy. So rather than going back, right, on the bus, off.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? You think,
amazing.
oh my goodness. And you can't say to the bus driver, can you phone? On what, love? Do you know what I mean? Yep. There were no mobile phone. So, yes. So, to be fair, I changed my opinion on that when I thought,
Did I ever tell you about my mate Max?
Go on.
With a drill?
Yeah. Yes, you did, but you've got to tell me again.
So there was Max. He'd been given a bike.
Yep.
And this bike was a rusty bike.
Yes,
That's why it had been given to him.
Yes, yeah.
But he thought, I'm going to do this up. So he took all the wheels and the handlebar. He took everything off it.
Yeah, yeah.
And decided to sand down the frame ready for painting. And he got, those little wire brushes that you get to stick in a drill?
I do. That sticks in a drill, yes.
Sticks in a drill, and then you turn it, and it
spins round.
And takes the rust off.
Yes.
So he got one of those on his drill, plugged his drill in.
How would you describe your mate, Max?
Do you remember Neil off The Young Ones?
I do.
He was long, lanky, tall, and very long, straight hair.
Very, very, very long straight hair. Yes.
So,
did he tie it up?
No. There was Max. De-rusting his bike frame with a drill.
With a drill.
And unfortunately, his hair got caught in this wire brush. And he said it happened in a split second. And I was helpless. His hair ravelled and wrapped itself around this drill bit, and as it did, the drill got ever so close to his head. It ended up.
Got very close to his head.
The drill was
very quickly.
The drill was on his head. But his hair had ravelled, had wrapped itself around so tightly.
So it gone.
Yes.
All the way up to his head.
And by the time he'd released the trigger, it was at his head. But his hair had wrapped around it so tightly, he could no longer get the chuck key in place to remove. So he had to unplug this thing. And he didn't have a phone at the time. This was before the age of mobile phones. He didn't have a phone in his flat, so he had to get on a bus with a drill at his head. And he said, "I've never felt so weird."
So you've got to picture the scene.
Picture the scene.
He's got a drill.
A man gets on a bus with a drill pointing to his head, with his finger still on the trigger.
And the cord hanging down with the plug on it.
Plug trailing on behind
It says, I'll have a two, please.
Can I go to A&E, please? Absolutely.
But I remember, the thing was, I remember you telling me that story, and I can actually remember laughing as much as this. I cannot hear that story too many times. But the thing that made me laugh even more was when he said, and his arm kept getting tired.
Yes.
But every time he brought it down, the weight of the drill pulled his hair.
And it was so painful.
So he
had to swap hands. Poor Max. What a great story.
Can you imagine walking into the hospital and them saying, "Can I help you?"
Can I help you?
Yeah, I need to go to A&E. What for? You got big guns.
Can I ask, why have you attended hospital this morning, sir?
Which department? A&E, please. We just have to ask you a couple of questions. What appears to
be the problem?
Well, let me tell you. But can we make it quick? Because we are.
Can somebody else take the drill? Yeah. To the weight of this, please.
How do you think we could remedy this? I just need to get the chuck key in.
Did he take the chuck key with him?
Oh, you're joking. Oh, no. Oh. So what, did it cut his hair? Or did they just unwind it?
And they kind of unravelled it.
Oh.
But he lost a fair amount of hair.
He lost a fair amount of his hair and all his dignity.
Do you know what?
And a lot of muscle mass.
The following day, he tied his hair up. Oh, good old Max. Oh, I wonder where Max is now. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear him telling that story again.
Oh,
it
my
had us
goodness!
In tears.
Oh,
like it just did again.
That actually hurt. That actually physically hurt.
Shall we do some of this?
I need to lie down.
So do I, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, if you like. Oh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
How much coffee can you take?
Do you know what?
This is brilliant.
What I can't understand is, who are these people? Because I don't remember any of this at all. When did somebody steal my voice and start doing this? Because this.
Who are you? What have you done with Yusuf?
This actually sounds quite good. to my amazement and surprise. I tell you what.
Because every week.
Whoa. Without further ado.
Yes,
let's do another one.
Here we go. Hope you enjoy it.
Inshallah. Terms and conditions apply.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Two white Muslims.
Go.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
My name's Junaid Rahim.
And my name's Muhammad Yusuf Bashforth.
And affectionately, we're known as
The Two White Muslims. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh.
Oh, hey,
We're back.
Hey,
we are in the building.
We are in the building.
Causing havoc already. Alhamdulillah.
Where's the milk?
It's in the cow. Where's the cow? Oh, don't ask.
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
I'm not sure.
You are here with the Two White Muslims.
You are.
That's Muhammad Yusuf Bashforth and
Junaid Rahim. Yeah.
I remember going back to school one year, and I got some new rugby boots.
Oh,
yeah. Can you imagine me playing rugby?
I can.
I was the ball. Yeah. They used to just throw me around all over the place and kick me for fun. No, I got a new pair of rugby boots for the first time in my life that I hadn't had hand-me-downs from our kids. I got my own. I got my own. And that game, I scored a try.
Wow!
I did. And they attributed that to new boots.
New boots, you see?
Newfound confidence in new boots.
New boots.
And I scored a try. The first and last try I ever scored.
Yeah, I never scored one like that.
They
Weird.
never allowed me to do that again.
Yeah, I was a winger.
Alhamdulillah.
I was a winger.
Yeah.
In rugby, and there was the biggest, hardest guy in school was I think it's the centre.
Yeah.
And so the ball never got past him.
No.
So I just used to run up and down the wing. And then it was only...
nobody passed you a ball.
Yeah. And it was only years and years and years and years and years later where there was just a passing comment. It might have even been on a TV programme said, is he any good? No. Put him on the wing. I thought, oh, right. Well, that just speaks dividends, that, doesn't it?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh. Can you improve on perfection? Can you improve on excellence?
Can you polish a... I would suggest not.
Daily.
Just by leaving the house.
Subhanallah. What happened when we walked out of the supermarket this morning?
It was warmer than when we walked in.
Yeah.
And it was light.
We got that blast of heat.
Yeah.
It was bright light.
Yes.
And that orangey glow on the horizon.
Yes.
Sun rising.
Brilliant.
It looked fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
If you missed it, get it tomorrow instead.
Yes. Yeah. Love
Just pray your fajr and stay up and watch the sunrise.
I was just about to say. I remember
business.
Being on holiday in Turkey one time, and the mosque being walking distance.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, well.
It usually is in Turkey.
Well, yes, to be fair. But I thought, I'll do a fajr in the mosque every morning.
Yeah.
So I'd take shavar kameez with me because it's just nice and easy. Don them,
yeah.
Walk across, and I'd walk out in complete darkness.
Yeah.
In my flippy floppies. Past the people on reception who all looked like, what you do? It's like 4:30 in the morning. What are you doing? Giving them salam, and they're looking like, what is happening here?
Whoa. This doesn't compute.
Exactly.
Compute. Can't get my head around
What's
this.
going on? Is he taking the mick?
What's going on? Is he not a white boy?
Exactly.
Is he not an English tourist?
Is everybody else? Is he just coming back in? Is he walking the wrong way? You know what I mean? So,
what kind of party did he go to last night?
Exactly, yeah. Go across to the mosque, do my fajr with people looking at me like I was criminally insane, and then come out just as you say, there's that glow in the sky. Beautiful. And as I'm walking back, the sun's shining. You're starting to get the dawn chorus, all the birds. Oh, it's brilliant. Beautiful. Absolute heaven. It's a joy.
Alhamdulillah.
It's a
best
joy.
part of the day.
It is.
What's the best way to start your day?
Like that.
Like that.
Yes.
Just do that. Just get up and do it.
Brilliant.
What's your obligation to start every day? It's
like
that.
Yeah.
No, so don't make it hard on yourself.
Yes.
Don't see it as an obligation. See it as a privilege.
Yes.
See it as a benefit. We get to do this.
We get to see this. I don't have to do this. I get to do this.
Alhamdulillah.
as we came in this morning, there was a talk on, and one of the things the guy said was, do you not look at creation? He was quoting, obviously, from the Quran. Do not look at creation and just think, wow.
Wow.
And yes is the answer to that.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes. Not everybody does.
No, they don't. People walk around blinkered.
Yes. How many times have we said, if you prove that God exists, okay, get up early, watch a sunrise.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, take a lungful of air.
Yes, yeah. And realise that what you expel, trees are going to breathe, and what they're going to expel is what you need.
Gonna breathe.
I mean, that. It's just absolutely outstanding. But you mentioned about tutus.
Yep.
Getting up and doing tutus.
Yep.
There was a kid at school whose name escapes me. He wasn't part of the group of the guy, but his name escapes me. But for some reason, because it was back in the day when, if you were in Sheffield, when I was growing up, it was 2p to get on a bus.
Wow.
Yeah. It was heavily subsidised, but it was 2p to get on a bus.
Yeah.
And 10p if you're an adult.
Was that in Victorian times?
It must have been. It was a horse-drawn bus.
Oh, you're looking well on that.
Yeah, absolutely. But so if you got on with your mum would say, I'll have a 10 and a 2. I'll have a 10 and a 2. And but there was a kid at school, for some reason, could not say 3 2s.
Okay.
He just couldn't say 3 2. It would make him stutter. So he would get on the bus and say, I'll have 2 2s and another 2, which I find significantly harder. I'll have 2 2s and another 2 is far more difficult.
I'll have a 2 and a 2 and a 2, please.
Yeah, have a 2, please. Anything else? Another 2. Anything else? No, 1 more.
Can I have a 2 twice minus 1 2?
He couldn't say
I'll take 4
twos.
2s and give you 1 back. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi.
Wa barakatuh. So you're looking at your phone, Junaid.
I am.
And you seem to have found something on there that's pricked a bit of interest.
I was just wondering, this German town.
German? Oh, yeah.
This German town. I just wondered
Evacuated.
if it said where it was.
Probably Germany.
It was. It
Given
is.
that it's a German town.
It is. It's in Germany. Just 70 years later, and the effects of World War II are still being found.
It's crazy.
German town evacuated over World War II bomb, and it's a doozy. This one, it is absolutely enormous. A German town was evacuated for 6 hours to allow a World War II bomb discovered there earlier in the week to be defused and disposed of. Some 18,500 people were moved from, get ready, Ludwigshafen in central Germany. The aerial bomb weighing 500 kilograms,
What?
1,100 pounds, was discovered by construction workers.
Oh, my goodness. That can actually rip a town apart.
Oh, it is a doozy. I mean, I'll show you. Look at the size of that thing. I know. That is absolutely
That got
extraordinary.
dropped out of a plane.
That got dropped out of a plane, and that would have been one of several, no doubt. Germany remains littered with unexploded bombs from the Allied bombing campaign against the Nazis. The city's authorities posted a photo. Yes, they did. We've just seen it, and it is just terrifying. So, just imagine that raining down.
That thing 70 years on.
And that's 70 years on.
Can still go off.
And, wow. But if you think that's one...
Can you imagine being one of those guys that defuses bombs?
Oh, what a job that is.
Can you imagine that?
God, blimey.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yes.
Nah, that wouldn't even enter your head,
that's
would
the
it?
thing. And yet some people, they'll get a rush off it.
They love it, don't
You'd
they?
hug your kids in them every morning, wouldn't you?
Oh.
I remember my dad saying...
it doesn't bear thinking about, does it?
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad was a policeman, and they found... Because Sheffield, believe it or not, got bombed really rather heavily.
Yep.
And
that'll be because of the steelworks, won't it?
because of the steelworks, exactly right. Yeah. In fact, when we went to the mosque in Sheffield, and we had little young Rio with us.
Yeah.
And I said, come on under this bridge, Wicker Arches. You can see a big hole, and it's where a bomb came through, didn't explode, just smashed the bridge, and they just filled it back in.
Wow.
And you can see it to this day. You can see where they filled it back in. But I remember my dad saying they found...
What did they fill it in with? Putty?
Yes, yeah.
See it to this day.
It's still there, you
70
see.
years on.
Good old British...
It's longer than 70 years. Is it 70?
It is longer now. But my dad was saying they found a World War II bomb in Sheffield when he was a copper, and he was sent over to... They had to stand and guard it. And him and his mate, I think it was Bill Cook.
Why, in case somebody stole it?
Yeah, absolutely. Had to stand there. And then the bomb disposal team came. So my dad and Bill edged their way round the corner of this thing and just peered round the corner. And the guy went, if this goes off, it will take all of these houses, this street, and 3 more. And they went, oh, actually, they just came and sat on the side of the hole. So they said, don't matter whether you're here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, my.
Standing around that corner might make you feel more comfortable.
Exactly.
But if this goes off, that corner disappears.
Exactly.
And so do you. Anyway, shall we cheer things up a bit?
I think we should. I think we should.
Something other than war and bombs, please.
Yeah. I'm trying to find something happy. There ain't anything. I was joking. I was just happy to listen to the news, because we had the news on earlier, and they were saying that they're going to clamp down on eye tests for drivers across this great British Isle of ours.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, brilliant.
I mean, a standard eye test is you cover one eye and can you read that line?
Can you read that line?
Or read the smallest line you can.
Yes. Yeah.
And some people can't go A.
Exactly.
Like that massive.
I'd be guessing. But even the can you read that number plate?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That alone would help. Because again, and it's things that you just don't.
What number plate?
Exactly. On that car. What car? You know, just behind that lorry. We could go on all day. Just the end of your nose. I've got to know. But yes, I used to, when I worked in a bank, and I worked in, what, was I 18? Was I 19? So this is a long time ago. It's 30 years, near enough, 30 years ago. But we had an old boy in, and he was lovely, really, really, really nice guy. And he came in to do something on his account or change. So you had to take him round to inquiries, and you sit him down, and so we're going through the stuff. And I said, right, if you could just sign there. And he went, where's that then? And I went, just there. And I'm pointing with my finger, and he literally, with his head, got closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, to the point where his nose was touching the paper. Yeah, for him to sign. And you think, oh,
bless him.
Stood up, walked outside, got in a car, drove off.
Car, yeah. It's scary, isn't it?
Honestly, and I was scary. Like, what? Scary. Oh my goodness! He could not see the piece. He couldn't see my finger. The thing about eyes is it's such a gradual deterioration that you sometimes don't even notice. I remember when I got my first pair of glasses, and I was maybe 22, 23, something like that. I just went in for an eye test. I'd been having headaches, and the doctor said, oh, you're going for an eye test. And I thought they'd literally say, oh, yeah, not a problem, everything's fine, go home and get some sleep. I know they went, well, so which frames would you like? What? Because you can't see. What? And it was for distance. And when I was driving, I could see, but my eyes were straining. So is that short-sighted when you struggle with long distance, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was short-sighted. So I could see, it wasn't exactly a danger, but it was just an extraordinary thing where when they made up these glasses and I put them on, it was like, me feet! You know what I mean? It was, everything just came into crisp focus. It was, the carpet had pile. Do you know what I mean? It was astounding. And I had no idea. And my eyes weren't that bad. And I had no idea. And now it's gone the other way. Where
I love the films where, medical miracle.
Yes.
Yeah, where the doctors perform an operation.
Yeah.
And the child can see for the first time.
Yes.
Sees its mother for the first time.
Yeah, or hears. Oh.
Hears for the first time.
With the cochlear implant. Oh.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Can you imagine that?
Brilliant.
So that you've experienced that.
Yes, yeah. And my eyes have now gone the other way, where I don't need glasses for distance, but I now need them to read.
I need them to read.
And I think I might have mentioned it when we went on holiday recently, and I was trying to set the safe, and I'm going, this writing's ridiculous. This is lunacy. Oh, how? What? Nobody could read this. And my good lady said, put your glasses on. I put my glasses on and went, ooh.
I can read every word.
Look at this. It's massive. Clear as a bell, this is. Clear as a bell. And I remember child number 2. Oh, bless. Child number 2. Child number 1 was 5. Mm-hmm. which is quite young to go for an eye test. It was 5. But he'd been complaining at school of having headaches. And so I thought, not being able to see the board and all this kind of thing. So we took him for an eye test. Child number 2 was 4. Because they're just a year apart. Once are twins, it was the best we could do. You know what I mean? She kind of went, well, and the lady went, should we give you an eye test, to make her fit in? And it was lovely. I thought, in that kind, yeah, come on, then, want to give you an eye test. So we go into this room, she sat on my knee, and you look at all these things, and all these pictures are coming on, and it'd be like an aeroplane. And she'd say, what's that? And she's going, I don't know. And I'm thinking, oh, bless, she doesn't know what it is. Oh, but next one's a hot air balloon. What's that? I don't know. And you go, oh, she doesn't know what a hot air balloon was. Next one that comes on is, a car. She goes, what can you see there? She goes, I don't know, what is it? And at that point you're thinking, are you daft? You know what I mean? Are you daft? And the woman went, oh, not a bomb, tick, 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 tick. Put these big goggle things on and all the different things in. Did it again. What's that? It's an airplane. What's that? It's a hot air balloon. What's that? It's a car. It turns out child number 1 didn't need glasses. But child number 2 needed them in a major way, and has worn them ever since. And I think looks beautiful with them on, by the way. She's just starting to wear contacts, but I just think that she actually suits glasses. Looks amazing with glasses. But yeah, I think, wow. So I to this day think that was Allah.
With or without glasses, Junaid, your kids are stunning.
Oh, bless you. No, that's very kind of you to say.
And everybody says so.
They take to the mum. But the thing was, that was Allah. It could have been years before we tested that, because you don't... She just assumed that everybody saw the world like
nothing to compare it against.
Do you know what I mean? And you just think, oh my goodness. Wow. So as these guys are maybe getting on, or things have happened, we need to be retesting them.
I remember thinking as a kid, Cress, what's the point?
What is the point?
What's the point in that? Because you get some scissors and cut it off.
Yep.
And all you can possibly do with that is put it in some egg. So you get egg and cress. But I still don't see the point.
No. Can I tell you what the point is?
Go on.
It's so that people who work in banks and anywhere else where they have to have those little tubs with a sponge on it, so they're not licking the fingers. Yeah. And the reason for that is because money is filthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Money is absolutely... If you don't lick your fingers after you've counted money, it is filthy. And certainly don't put coins in your mouth. You see people putting coins in the mouth. Oh, you don't know where that's been. No. Oh, you don't know where that's been pulled out of. And so they have the little, it's almost like an inkwell with a sponge in it that you put water in. You just tip water in it, and then they use that. Yeah. Well, we used to put watercress seeds in the bottom of them. So somebody would come in the morning.
That's the point,
and that's why you do it.
Got
so they come in and there's a little there's foliage in the sponge.
It does actually have a point there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
There was another lad there, and some of the girls took a bit of a dislike to him. And I don't know. It was awful, really. And to show how mean and spiteful ladies can be, they used to nick his lunch, and his wife would pack his lunch, and she'd put two pieces of fruit in, whether it be a banana and an apple or whatever it might, and he just scroll obscenities on his fruit. So he'd open it up, and I still to this day think he must have thought his wife had done it. Do you know what I mean? You think, oh, I'm a what? My apple says I'm a...
How long did you last in the job?
He didn't last very long, to be fair. He didn't. But he's got visitors and he said, oh, my wife thinks I'm cute. Oh, no, that's not no.
Close.
It's on a round surface. You read it all before you make your decision. My wife thinks I'm divine. Oh, no. I can only see the first 2 letters of that. And read it all before you make your decision.
Oh, stop. Cute. Not quite. Close.
Not quite, no. Close.
Can you cut... It's all about austerity. Austerity.
Yeah.
Can you actually cut your way out of a recession, or do you have to invest your way out of a recession?
It's the monetarist versus the Keynesian.
In my view,
policies.
You have to invest.
Yep.
Failure to invest is you're on a road to nowhere.
You don't make money counting paper clips.
Which is where we are actually at the moment. We are in no man's land.
Now, if you're trying to save money so that you can invest it elsewhere, brilliant.
I'm not doing that. I don't want to get party political here, because they've had how long now? How long have they had?
Long enough.
And what have they done? Do you think things are better?
I'll tell you what they can't do. Dance.
I am a dad.
Well,
Yeah, I'm a dad.
you're also white,
And
which means that we
for both reasons, I can't dance.
cannot dance. As my family insist on telling me, and that's you and me, white, we're white.
I'm a white
so I
dad,
just accept the fact.
Therefore, I cannot dance.
I accept the fact that I might be able to drive a car quickly, like Formula 1 type thing, and I might be able to play football.
Yep.
But what I can't do is dance.
Correct.
Or rap.
Correct.
Or wear, and I can't even say the word, bling.
Bling.
You know what I mean? I can't even say the word, let alone wear it. No, I cannot dance. So I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't. Certainly not with the world's media filming
Absolutely.
you. Would you choose to dance with the world's media filming you?
Absolutely. Well, you see, the thing is, and this is where it can go one or two ways, this. Because first of all, by the way, for people that don't know what we're talking about, go online and just Google
Theresa May in Africa
dancing. And get ready to cringe. It's not even. You can't even do because I was. It's. There's two schools of thought. One is no, and the other one is well, she's having a go. Bless her. No,
sorry, no.
And I keep swinging back to no. You must know that is how you dance. When you get to that age, no offence, Theresa, when you get to that age, you have danced before, and there are mirrors.
She did it twice.
No!
She did it twice. Didn't you see the second one?
No.
Oh, you're in for a real treat from Google then. Google it. Yeah, she did it twice. The first one hit the headlines and was cringy in every respect. But she went to visit another nation. I can't remember which one it was. She went to visit somebody else and danced again.
Oh, my goodness.
Shocking.
Because I saw it as
horrific.
It started with her, and then it said other politicians, and it went through Boris Yeltsin and all the different parts. There was an Australian dude who was absolutely terrible, and the American. To the point where, do you remember when George Bush danced?
Okay.
He actually looked good.
Did he?
In this list, he looked good. You're like, oh no, you're quite funny. You are. And by the way, have you noticed? You get a flavour for just how bad Trump is when we're now looking at George Bush with fond affection.
Oh, no. God.
Whereas at the time he was the worst thing that ever happened. Now you're like,
biggest
come back, George.
This century.
Come back, George. But yes, the dancing. Oh, so I just accept the fact I cannot dance.
So do I.
In the nicest possible way, I accept the fact that you cannot dance, and I've never seen you dance. I just assume.
Do you know why you've never seen me dance?
Yeah, go on.
Because I don't dance.
Because we don't dance, because we can't.
Because I know. I can't.
Because we can't. So
if I did, I'd be the subject of ridicule.
Yes, I do insist on dancing at home. I do dance at home.
I dance with my daughters at home,
exactly,
behind closed doors.
And what I'm saying is...
When their phones are away.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you don't stop arguing, Daddy'll do this outside. Is my threat. Do you know what I mean? So I have to keep reminding him. Here we go. Dad, stop. No, this is just so you know. I'll do this in front of your friends.
I've used that as a threat in my house. And I tell you, it worked instantly.
Yeah. Next time I drop you off at school...
If you don't stop this, I'm going to dance all the way around the supermarket.
Yes, absolutely. Next time I drop you off at school, I'll park up... And I'll go into, is it the quad? They call it the quad. Yeah. I'll go into the quad and I'll do it in the quad.
I'll just do some, I will bust some moves.
Yes, in the quad. But what I'm not the Prime Minister. And I'm, like you say, I'm not being videoed by the world's media.
To be fair, we've just been unkind on white men.
We have, yes, because some...
I mean, John Travolta, for example.
At the end of his life, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi
wa barakatuh.
You might see a bit of a theme establishing here. There's a wee bit of a theme. Do you know what I want to do?
Go on.
I want to grab another one for the archives and play that.
Play that?
Do you know why?
Go on.
I'm enjoying listening.
So am I.
I shouldn't. This is terrible.
I cannot believe this is us.
I know.
Is this what people actually write in about?
This is what they write.
This is what they're writing about.
This is the two people. See, in my head, these two people don't exist. What? We're just two old men with beards.
I'm just an old bloke with a beard.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
do stuff like this. This is actually quite catchy.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know what?
Let's get another one out of the archives.
I'm going to start listening to these podcasts.
Can you hear this? That's me dusting off. Dusting off. Another classic.
We'll have that in the machine right now.
Inshallah. Hope you enjoy. But if you get online, go to Two White Muslims on YouTube, go to the channel, subscribe. When that video goes up, you'll get a little notification and you won't miss it. Now, there is a sea change across this great British Isle of ours. We know that the far right has been increasing in popularity. We know that issues such as Trump over the seas and Brexit here has brought about a willingness in people to be quite open about their, let's put them as racist views and challenging views within community. But there is a sea change. The temptation is to believe the hype. The temptation is to believe everything that has been put in front of us, saying the far right are taking over. Well, interestingly, the SDL, which is the Scottish Defence League, the equivalent of the EDL, the English Defence League, National Front, however you want to phrase it, a right-wing fascist organisation that basically runs around with very short hair, lots of tattoos, and English flags, big Scottish boots. Flags, and big boots, and the Union Jack, saying, send them all home, send them all home, we want England Scotland to ourselves, and all this kind of thing. There was an SDL march in Glasgow.
Oof,
now, I love Glasgow. My wife is from Scotland. Spend a lot of time north of the border. I work a lot in Glasgow and north of the border. Love it. In fact, Glasgow is very much like Leeds. We're both from just outside Leeds. The architecture, the feel of the place, it's very similar to Leeds. It's a brilliant place. But I tell you what, you won't want to mess
with the Glaswegians.
You would not want to mess with the Glaswegians.
I already know that. Do you know how I know that?
Go on, how do you know that?
Your lovely missus.
Because you've met my good lady. Yes, absolutely.
I love your
She
missus.
very rarely loses her temper,
amazing.
but when she does, she describes it as going full Glaswegian.
Yeah, you know, I've never seen her in that state.
No.
Nor do I ever want to see her in that state.
I don't think you will.
I see her happy.
Yes.
And happy all
Thank
the time.
goodness.
And you know, I can imagine. Junaid, I share your pain.
Absolutely.
When that should happen.
Oh. So, the Scottish Defence League.
Having said that, can you imagine my missus when she goes off?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't. I don't wish to.
You don't want to be within 5 miles of that bomb going off.
Exactly.
Oops. Say that?
Oops. So, the Scottish Defence League had a protest march in George Square in Glasgow, and they were what's called kettled by the police.
What, contained?
Yeah, that's where the police surround them.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Scottish Defence League people there were?
Go on.
50.
What?
50. Now, when you see the videos, when you see the pictures,
Why
it
did
looks...
they need kettling?
Well, you'll find out in a second. So they were kettled, because first of all, they were getting a bit feisty.
Yeah.
So the police kettled them, so they surrounded them to control the group.
Oh, okay.
They were also surrounding them to protect the group.
What from?
Because there was an anti-fascist protest at the same time.
Anti-fascist protest.
See, it's not easy, is it?
An anti-fascist protest.
An anti-fascist protest was occurring at exactly the same time. In other words, the fascists came out to shout and scream and spew hate across Scotland.
Wow.
And the anti-fascists came out saying, not having that.
Brilliant.
We're not having that. Where you come with anger, we come with food.
The police had to kettle in.
The police had to kettle the 50 to protect them, because they were starting to feel a little intimidated. The poor, innocent, misguided children. Oh, don't you feel sorry for them? The poor things.
Spreading the message of
hate.
Yeah.
And disgust.
I do feel sorry for them.
And whilst 50 SDL turned up, hundreds turned up to the March for Peace.
Alhamdulillah.
To the anti-fascist, I still can't say it, protest. And he just said, do you know what, there's a sea change. Don't believe everything you read in the newspapers about the far right and its power and everybody hates immigrants. No, they don't.
No.
The vast majority of people do not. And this was preceded by the daub on a billboard in Scotland. Because what was the lady's name?
Katie Hopkins.
Katie Hopkins had said some very, very, very vile things about the tragedy in Butte. The tragedy that had occurred. She used it to breed hate and promote
she uses everything
violence.
To promote,
as she uses everything.
To promote
we're not going to discuss what she said, because it was vile.
Vile woman she is.
But the Scottish had said, immigrants, welcome. Katie Hopkins can off. And that was daubed across Glasgow on billboards across the city. Come on,
I like
you Glaswegian beauties.
I love the strategic bleeping out there.
Come
I
on.
want to do that again. Are you ready? Just do that sequence again.
I believe what was written was, immigrants are welcome, Katie Hopkins can beep off. Brilliant. So don't believe the hype, ladies and gentlemen, our dear listeners. Just believe that love will conquer all. We're looking for unity in community, and it is happening, my brothers and sisters in Islam, and my brothers and sisters in humanity. It is happening.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi
wa barakatuh.
You see?
It's another one of those that just
Very
ends.
good.
It just ends.
Brilliant.
But I like it. I like it.
It's a lovely one.
Who was that? Sammy Yusuf?
Yes.
Good name.
Yes.
And I don't mean Sammy.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to congratulate that man.
Yes.
A great name. Well,
good choice of name.
Second part of it, of course. Second part of it was good.
Yeah, good choice of name. You see, we work on the assumption that everybody chose their name.
Yeah. They didn't, did they?
They didn't. Extraordinary.
I did. You didn't.
To be fair, I didn't. My wife did.
Your wife chose your name.
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant.
The only person I know whose wife named them.
Alhamdulillah.
Just
mine had a
say in it.
She had an opinion.
Brilliant.
Only because I allowed it to.
Yes, absolutely. As you should. As you should.
I hope she'll not listen.
Oh, she'll not listen to this rubbish.
Not this one, please. I hardly dare go home now.
Yeah, she'll listen to the first few. She's not going to listen to this anymore.
I hardly dare go home after that.
She's not daft. Oh dear.
Right, where are we next?
So, would you agree that since embracing Islam, your life has changed?
For the better.
For the better.
Absolutely.
Likewise. Absolutely fantastic. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different things.
Love it.
All culminating into just a completely different way of life, but a wonderful way of life.
Do you know what? When that comes home, is when we talk about Islam.
Yes.
And what were we doing today?
Just early on. We were sat in the sunshine.
Somebody came to visit us.
Yep.
At during our lunchtime.
Yes.
Our 6-hour lunchtime.
Yep.
It has to be said, because we finish the breakfast show at 10.
Yes.
We start the drive time show at 4.
Yep.
And between those two times, that's lunch.
Yes, that's lunch.
So it's a 6-hour lunch.
It's often a working lunch in that we do half an hour's work.
Yes, we do. Half an hour.
No, I guess that's
5 minutes.
That's pushing
5 minutes. We topped and tailed a couple of videos, and that was it.
Yes.
But we met some amazing people.
Yes.
And it was a family.
Yep.
First of all, a husband and wife team and their 2 daughters.
Lovely.
Who were absolutely, alhamdulillah, great, lovely people. It was an absolute pleasure to meet them. It really was. Absolutely a joy to be with them.
Yes.
But they brought their friend.
Yes.
And her name was?
Well, we're not going to...
An English name.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was an English name.
She had an English name.
Alhamdulillah.
There was a reason for that.
Yes, because she is
English.
And she had a few questions for us.
Yeah.
And we were given the opportunity to talk.
Just to chat.
Non-stop about Islam for about an hour.
Yes.
And do you know what?
It was no different to any other hour in any other day.
Get me started. Get me started.
But it was lovely.
Back off.
It was lovely. Because the thing that always brings home to me is when you chat to, fellow kind of pre-Christians, you know what I mean? Just that look where it's all nods.
Yes.
Just saying, yeah. And they go, yep. And you talk about that, they go, yep. Talk about that, yep. Because the commonality and then the leap is not a big one.
The realisation that it's fundamentally the same thing.
Yes.
When that finally hits
Except
home,
that this is more, it's reinforced, and it was, I don't want to say concluded, that's the wrong word, but reinforced by our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Absolutely.
And that it just makes complete sense, and that it takes everything that you learnt at school, everything that you learnt in Sunday school, everything that you learnt in church, puts it in order, and reinforces it.
And it's all that with bells.
And it's brilliant.
It's just amazing.
And as I can only describe it, it's a joy. To speak to these people, it's just a joy. And it was lovely. It was lovely to meet her. And if she's listening, it was an absolute joy. And thank you so much for coming over.
This lovely, engaging young lady
had
an awful lot to say.
Yep.
but an awful lot to listen to.
Yeah.
And bless her, she listened to she hung on every word that you were saying.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she paid any attention to me, of course, but she hung on every word that you were saying.
Well, likewise.
And that was brilliant. And what an absolute privilege it is to be in a position where we have some knowledge and we're able to talk about this beautiful religion for the beautiful religion that it actually is.
Yes.
We have no fear of this religion.
Nope.
We have no fear of the premise of this religion.
Yep.
It is founded on truth.
Yep.
These the words in the Quran are from Allah. These are Allah's words, and we completely believe that.
Yep.
It's founded on a man and his life from the age of 40. His life works, and he was seen as the perfect example of a human being.
Yeah.
And his knowledge. And I say sometimes when I read Hadith. And Hadith is the story of who he was, how he spoke, what he said, his actions, the way he lived his everyday life.
Yes.
It's all written in volumes of books.
Yep.
Written by his companions at the time.
Yeah.
So all notes were carefully taken. This is what he did in these circumstances. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, may the peace, blessings and mercy of Allah be with him. And when we look at I sometimes just say, oh, genius.
Yep.
Oh,
that's amazing. How did he think of that? How did he come up with that?
Do you know why?
He didn't.
He was guided.
Yep.
That's why.
It was given to him by
Jibreel.
Yep. From
Allah.
I mean, come on.
So when you've got that kind of guidance, from the angel Gabriel.
Yep.
Through the angel Gabriel, straight from Allah himself.
Yes.
Our Creator. When you've got that kind of guidance, you are going to be pretty well infallible in what you say.
Absolutely.
And, I cannot get over the sheer genius of the things that he did and said. But now I think about it, I can get over that.
Absolutely, yes.
Guided.
And it kind of makes sense.
Yes,
but it's one of those things where, and I mean, you and I talk about these things all the time, but every time you just go, that just makes so much sense.
Yes.
There's some real aha moments, and then others where you go, of course.
Yep.
But only when you hear it do you say that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's easy when somebody else has said it.
Yes.
But it's amazing. When you converted to Islam, when you embraced Islam, there were certain things, there was a load of things that you benefited from.
Yep.
A load of things that you received, a load of things that you got, a load of things that entered your life.
Yes.
There was a couple you had to forego.
I had to let go of a couple of things.
Yes.
And to be honest, I'm glad.
Me too.
I was happy to get rid of it.
Me too. And this is what some non-Muslims can't get their head round.
Yep.
One of which, was alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, was alcohol. Yeah. And some non-Muslims go, you mean you don't drink?
Correct.
And the absolute shock and horror on their face. So what do you do? Stuff. And a lot of it. First of all, I could get in a car, but let's not go there. And then you hear stories.
Do you know what? I can go out for a full night and still have intelligent conversation at the end of that night.
Well,
it's, when I say intelligent, I mean I can still have
the same conversation that you have at the beginning.
Yeah,
you can have conversation. And then you just hear horror stories.
If you open my head up, what do you see?
Clouds. If you open my head up, what do you see?
That
chimp
playing
plays
a cymbal,
like on the Simpsons when they open Homer's brain. Oh, brilliant. But far from us to get all preachy and serious. But there was just a horrific news story that I came across.
Yep.
The headline being 3 arrested after woman dies as a result of drunken row.
Subhanallah.
Now, a 52-year-old lady has died.
Subhanallah. 52.
As the result of an alcohol-fueled row. With her and a 29, 30 and 31-year-old individual.
Oh, no.
Of which 2 were ladies and 1 was a man.
Subhanallah.
Now, because of my background and experience, I can actually imagine what happened.
So can I.
You can imagine the circumstance. You can almost see what led up to it.
I can hear it.
You can hear it. You can see it because we've seen it before and it's happened before and it will happen again.
I'm going to let you into something now.
Go on.
And I I'm going to be very careful how I introduce this and say what I'm about to say. But,
be very careful then.
But there was an occurrence on Saturday that led me to have to take a friend of mine to A&E.
Yes.
Accident and Emergency Department at Pinderfields General Hospital in Wakefield.
Very, 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 very early Sunday morning, late Saturday night.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this was about 1:30 a.m. Saturday night, Sunday morning. And I was thinking, driving there, I was thinking, oh no. You know, this is going to be a 5-hour wait in a drunken brawl.
Yes, basically.
It's going to be awful.
Yep.
And do you know, when we got there, that's exactly what it was.
I was going to say it was.
It was horrific.
Yep.
And when you see these people staggering and slurring and
shouting, swearing, being sick.
Do you know, it kind of made me think, that there are two categories of human being.
Yeah.
You know, there are the human beings that I engage with and converse with and enjoy the company of.
Yep.
And then there's that lot.
Yes.
And do you know what? If I was with that lot, I wouldn't last 30 seconds in that company.
Nope.
I'd turn on my heels and I would walk away.
The thing is,
it's appalling.
They remember these nights with fond affection.
I don't know how.
They should video themselves.
Yes, they should.
And watch that video.
Then watch it back.
And I think they would be shocked.
And what they ought to do is not just video it, but put it out on a public forum so that everybody can see.
Even let them watch it, because everybody else does watch it. It's for them to see how they behave, what they do, what they say, what they say to other people.
Being a bit sardonic there, because that's what they do. They put it out on Facebook, don't they?
Well, yeah. I was just meaning other people see it full stop. Do you know what I mean? The issue is that they're drunk as well.
Yep.
So they think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But the issue is a 52-year-old woman is now deceased.
Dead.
And a 29, 30 and 31-year-old are in the biggest trouble of their life.
There's no coming out of this, is there? No. There's going to be jail.
And the thing that rips my heart apart is I don't think for a second that those three individuals went out with the intention to kill somebody.
Nope. I don't think so either.
What they did...
And what I also think is that had they not been drunk that evening...
Absolutely.
That lady would most
still be here.
likely still be alive.
And they wouldn't be arrested and facing a seriously long time in jail.
Very serious jail sentence.
Do you know what I mean? Now, at 29, 30 and 31, they've probably got children.
Yes, they have.
At 52, that lady's probably got children.
Yes.
She may have grandchildren.
Yes.
And the effect this is going to have on so many people, all fueled by... Alcohol. All fueled by alcohol.
I know.
And I know it gets very preachy, and some people go, oh, it's not all bad, it's not all bad. Not all guns are bad, but they have the potential to kill. Yeah. This is the issue with alcohol. It's extraordinary what it does to people. These three people have ruined their lives, and they've taken the life of another.
Don't forget, it's not the gun that kills people.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Is it? No. It's not the gun, it's the person that fires the gun.
Yes. Also ridiculous, because if the gun wasn't there, you couldn't shoot it. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
But there we go. There we go. So I just find that I find that really upsetting, and I find it really heartbreaking, because those people just went out to get hammered, drunk, bombed, whatever phrase you want to take it, and they succeeded. What they also got...
Have a great night tonight.
Oh, we're going to have a fantastic night. Come on, let's get bladdered. Hey, brilliant. Won't it be great? Do you remember last time? No. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what they ended up doing was murdering somebody. Superb. I think, albeit by chance, circumstance, and a horrible, 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 horrible occurrence. Yeah. So all I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you out there, if you are still drinking, give it some serious consideration. It changes people, and not for the better. For those that don't, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum
wa rahmatullahi.
You know, we just had to have a quick pause for breath.
We did. We got a little deep there.
We got a bit preachy, and it's not our style normally.
Nope.
But you know, the headline, woman dies.
Yeah, three arrested after woman dies as a result of alcohol-induced brawl. And the issue we're saying there, and just to take it back to a positive, is I'm guessing you will never hear the headline, woman, 3 arrested after woman dies as the result of a chess induced brawl. Man walks out of chess club having completed chess competition and dies at the hand of 3 individuals. I just don't see it.
Woman. Arrested are 2 men and 1 woman.
Yes.
31, 32 years old.
Yep.
52-year-old woman dies.
Yep.
After a water-induced...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a coffee-induced...
What's going to happen? If you
row.
drink some coffee, drink some water, drink some pop.
Yeah.
Get on the hard stuff.
52-year-old woman dies as the result of quarrel at baking competition.
Subhanallah.
It's just not going to happen.
A 52-year-old woman dies after evening of zikr.
Yes.
That's just not... It just...
48-year-old man dies coming out of cinema having seen really good film.
It just doesn't...
It's just not going to happen.
No.
The only thing that would change that is dies coming out of cinema where alcohol was served and 3 people got so drunk they didn't know what they were doing.
How many adverts, sorry, not adverts, but articles do we see in the papers where people have got drunk and disorderly?
Yes.
And disorderly is the word.
Yes.
They are
D&D.
out of their minds.
Senses.
They don't understand what they're doing anymore. Nope. The barriers come down to
inhibitions
such an extent that they just might as well not exist anymore.
Yep.
All the inhibitions, as you rightly say, gone.
Yep.
Yeah, and people just do things that under normal circumstances they would not even dream of doing.
Yep. Couple killed in row in church grounds. Not going to happen.
No.
Man killed leaving mosque, having had wonderful evening of Travier prayers.
Oh, subhanallah. It's just,
you know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
They don't fight.
They don't.
Fight. I was saying
it does not. And if there's a little bit of ill feeling, it doesn't lead to the point where 3 people attack a woman and kill her.
No.
What happens? That is where alcohol is involved. So
there are some good reasons why Allah says in the Quran, "Don't drink the stuff."
Yep. And in Hadith, we are reminded.
The amazing thing is that Allah didn't do that straight away.
Absolutely.
Because people back in the days of our beloved Prophet Muhammad
were given chance after chance after chance. Can we please keep drinking?
They did drink, and they wanted to continue.
Yep.
And it was a case of, it's now frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like it.
Yep.
Yeah. Allah now says it's not a good thing to do. It's frowned upon. And then after many months, in fact, it could have been years, where there was a definite prohibition. You're not allowed to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But it took an awful long time to get to that position, because Allah, in His wisdom, understands the psyche of human beings.
Absolutely.
Where a powerful drug is concerned,
you're not ready to leave this drug.
You're going to find it difficult to do this. So I'm going to give you a few chances first.
Yep.
And then I'm going to ban the stuff.
Yes.
Because Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows us better than ourselves.
Give them the rope.
Absolutely. Watch them hang themselves.
Yeah.
Subhanallah. Anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Life's brilliant. The positive to this is, if you do cut these things out of your life and you accept this deen and you live it, alhamdulillah, what a great life.
It's great.
What a fantastic life.
What
is Allah?
Amazing.
Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Amazing.
Alhamdulillah.
And all that's put in front of us is just there for the betterment of us, for the betterment of the people around us. Alhamdulillah.
With Islam. Think of the word Islam. Submission to the will of Allah.
Yep.
Muslim. Think of the word Muslim.
Mm-hmm. One who
submits to the will of Allah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's just natural. It's a natural state of being. It's natural to submit. And alhamdulillah, for those special people in our lives that brought us through to this deen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And may Allah reward you for this dunya and into the hereafter, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute privilege and pleasure, as always.
As always.
Long live the bonkers.
May the bonkers continue.